Hi, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday.
Yes.
Good morning.
Welcome to our channel. You're at the right place and with the right people, because we are gonna, go live and give you a lot of the tips and tricks on how to hire a virtual assistant and what to expect. And today, what we're gonna be going over is, what is the topic today, Monique? What did you put on the titles?
How to manage your expectations when working with your VA.
Yes, I think before we even talk about, when you're working with your virtual assistant, I think we also need to set up the expectation right before you hire your virtual assistant. Again, we're running a really, a really high performing, virtual assistant coaching program. So every single day we see a lot of, challenges and we see a lot of wins, right? We see a lot of amazing outcome from different clients, different expectation, and that allow us to be obviously the most qualified people to let you know. So again, if you wanted to know how to manage your expectation, please, stay here. So that way we will be able to, give you all, you can listen to all the tips, tricks. And again, remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Man, that's what everybody said. Even my kids know how to say that too. So do that right now. Okay. All right. So why do we wanted to talk about this? Because we noticed that there's people who are really successful at doing, hiring, like sometimes we will hire like one of the client that we have, we hire 6 of them at the same time. Actually, 2 of the client, we actually hire 6 of them at the same time. One of them, all 6 stay, right? The other one, I think 2 of them didn't work out, 4 of them stay, and then we hire another 2 for them, right? And we have, clients who hire just one at a time. We have clients who just onboard everybody at the same time. And sometimes we have clients who, we interview, 4 or 5 rounds and didn't work out, right? We have clients who actually hire 4 or 5 rounds and didn't work out. So we thought that it would be very interesting to, kind of share our thoughts with you, right? On, how to manage a correct expectation. So in that way, you will fail forward lesser because you're modeling after success, which is, what we will share with you right now. So stay tuned, stay here, so that we continuously, sharing with you. So again, we're gonna do a round table, right? Everybody will give a tip, and then we're gonna close it up. Okay. And again, if you guys have any questions, feel free, right, to put it on the chat right now. So in that way, we can see that and be able to answer your questions. Okay. So who wants to start with the first tips? Do you need me to start with the
start? Okay. So, well, for us, one of our system would be as soon as we hire the VA, we're sending our clients the message that would say, you will meet your VA at this time. That is after our onboarding and training, of course. And then we always say there, if you need your VA to send you a Zoom, so you can meet, so you can meet them more and set expectations, something like that. It's like meeting them on the first day. I think that's very important. It is actually, how do you say that? Well, it's the first meeting, so I think you need to set proper expectations. You need to let them know how you communicate, how as a VA also you want to let your client know how you want to be communicated. Let's say I need it's one of the questions also that I ask again on the interview. How would you want to be led? How do you want to be guided when you're talking with your client? This way you guys know how to communicate to each other. Like, let's say if the VA would like to be let's say the VA would like to be, let's say the VA would like, I want all my tasks listed, right? Like that. Then the client can do that. Now the client would say, I want you to always follow up with me because I sometimes forget what are the tasks that I gave you. Now the VA will also do that. So I think just the proper set of expectations on the first meeting would be really great for the VAs. This is after the hiring, sorry.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. So yeah, hi everyone. So happy Friday. So maybe the tips that I am thinking right now is actually for the clients. I mean expectations. So I do think that they must also expect that VAs in the very beginning will have really questions. I mean, VA will definitely ask questions because of course whether they have experience or don't have experience, I mean, they are new, so they will be learning your business industry. And even though, let's say, if you are in e-commerce, even though they have experience with e-commerce, they are still new with you, right? And I do believe every company or business is unique with each other. So they still got to know the culture of your company. So the VA will definitely ask questions from you. So I think, yeah, maybe try to be more of like they will expect. I mean, they should expect that VA will ask questions. And also, like from that, like let's say on the first 2 weeks or first 6 weeks, from the type of question the VA asks, like maybe the question asked or the composition of the question, they will really know. I mean, from there, they can feel or they can sense the VA. Like, if the VA asking the right questions, if the VA is good, because yeah, there's a different type of question, boss, right? And you did mention that ask better question to receive
And better
better
answers.
answer. Yeah, I mean there are questions that's purely like the VA just want to be spoon fed, like no thoughts at all, right? And then there's another question too. So from there, the client can the client can gauge the VA too. So that's for me, boss.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, both of them, what they said is very important, right? It's the expectation. What do you really expect out of them, right? For me, the truth is, last week I hired 7 of them, right? And 6 of them stayed with us. So I was like thinking, why is my success rate so high, right? I think because I really set good expectation, right? And it's both sides, right? I set a good expectation with them. I tell them that, hey, I'm a very busy entrepreneur, right? I will give you very minimal, direction, right? However, but again, we have a big team. So, it's almost like go to your uncle, go to your cousin, go to your sister and find out all those information before you come to me, right? So they know. And I also expected that they're going to be messy because I don't give them enough direction. That's why they're going to be messy. They're going to be time that sometimes it's wasted. But whenever as onboarding so many people at the same time, I always make sure that I give them courses and things to learn. So whenever I am not available, this is what you need to do. Whenever I'm not available, this is what you need to do. And kind of like what, Monique and Mary was saying, right? Regardless of how experienced they are, they have not worked in your business yet, right? Even if you, let's say, hey, I have Amazon experience, but that doesn't mean that they have Amazon experience in selling electronics. They may have Amazon experience, but selling like, kitchenware, right? And the outcome is different. Maybe, and again, maybe you're using a Fresh Desk instead of Lion Desk. The software might be different. You might be a warm person. You want to give the client some warm, experience, but some people might be, they just want a professional experience. So again, everybody expectation outcome is different. So sometimes, when you say, man, I want somebody experienced, let's clarify what is experience for you. What kind of experience do you really need? And again, a lot of time we always suggested that, virtual assistant, if you hire it through us, right, we have the ability to find somebody that on average at this moment, about $5 an hour, right? And then, but on top of that is if you want somebody that's even more experienced, then you have to pay more, right? If you're okay with, training them from scratch, right? They could be maybe a little bit less. So in the way it's less expectation. Again, I treat my $5 an hour and my $3 an hour and my $8 an hour very differently because the outcome is different. That's why I pay more or pay less. Am I right? And I think that brought out to my next point. Sorry, I'm taking some of the time here. Is again, we as an employer in United States right now, right? If you go look for an assistant in United States right now, you can easily get a job at Walmart for $18 an hour. Okay, you don't have any experience, you can easily get a job at Walmart for $18 an hour. How would you be able to find talent less than that? Right, so you most likely have to cost about $25 just to get a college graduate to work with you. Right here, we're actually helping you to hire a college graduate for $5 an hour. Am I right? Sometime we wanted to recalibrate the brain, because they are $5 an hour, make sure that the expectation is about 5, or it may be about a $10 an hour, personnel in United States, instead of like, man, I'm expecting this $5 an hour person to do a $50 an hour person's job. Sometimes the expectation is way too high, so it's very hard to accommodate that. That's why sometimes I suggest the client, if that is what you want, we need to increase the rate, because you're really looking for talent, like super talented. They know everything, again, why is it really work for me? Because I love chunking it down. I have a virtual assistant who only manages my emails. I have one virtual assistant who only help me with my real estate business. I have, 5 virtual assistants who only do social media. So again, it's different outcome. And I have lower expectation, because again, they're $5 an hour. If I want talent, I combine all 5 of them together. That is $25 an hour. Okay. All right. Go to the next person.
Okay, I think next for me is there's a reason why we are sending them our questionnaire. This is for our clients, basically. I think not just our clients can do this. It's also other clients who are looking for a virtual assistant. You make sure you narrow down what are you looking for a virtual assistant. Let's say for Keith, they're looking for a project manager, let's say, who has who's very meticulous. They're looking for someone who is smart. They're looking for someone who's very very proactive, something like that. You make sure you narrow down what are you looking for a virtual assistant. What personality are you looking for? Let's say you wanted an IS for the disc, personality. You wanted someone who's significant on the 6 human needs, something like that, because that helps us or you also really know what you're looking for. Right? It's not just, okay, I just wanted the VA. Okay, what's next? Right? Or you would say, I really want someone who's very proficient or very experienced with using HubSpot, something like that. So, it's just easier to find the virtual assistant for you, not just for us who's hiring for them, but also them knowing what they really want in a person, right? Not just you're like hitting, how do you say that, boss? It's like not knowing what you want, but it's
pouring spaghetti on the wall and see
Yes.
which one stick. I do have I do want to add a distinction into it, though. Sometimes we really do not know who we really want. Then what you do is hiring a personal assistant who has a unique ability. The unique ability, going back to, are they creative? Are they accurate? Or are they communicative? What do you really want, right? Then they can be obviously flexible in doing that. But again, it's just whatever your expectation is. Again, like for me, when I hire Monique, I don't really know what I really want her to do. And then she just kind of be flexible and tweak it to what I want. But ultimately, I know she's an IT person. So like, like Monique said, talk about HubSpot, right? Sometimes I do have clients who wants specific software that people have to be very experienced with. But the key is that software is not popular, at this time with the virtual assistant world. But one distinction I really do want to add is nowadays, application is very, very easy to learn. If you want somebody to learn application, all you need to do is find somebody that is IT background that really love apps. And then they can literally go on YouTube, go to the trainings, and they should be able to figure that out really quickly and easily. At least that is our experience so far. Again, but you have to hold their hand and look into that. At the same time, again, just like what Monique said, if you have somebody that specifically you want, then please list that down, so in the way you will reduce the time of you doing the interviews and what is your expectation for that. Awesome. Mary, what do you got for us?
I think you already said it. I mean, maybe my next what's on my mind, boss, it's really, the applications, because I do notice like some clients really want some specific applications that the VA know, like some and especially in social media, boss, they have this buffer whatsoever. So I think it's even in accounting, boss, like they want Zero, they want QuickBooks. But I do think, and I do agree that on what you said, there's a lot going on in internet. I mean, even I myself, I mean, you can just easily go to YouTube, like how to. So, I mean, it's already in there. Or if not, they can right away contact the support of that CRM or of that application, and they can ask support. Why is it not working? How will it work? So, I think maybe they will just look into the the attitude or the personality of the applicant. If they have this, how, I mean, I can do that attitude, something like
Willingness
that,
to
boss.
learn. Mhm.
Because application siya, it can be easily learned. There's a lot in YouTube, Google on how to be honest. Yes, boss.
But I also want to add there also, there are actually clients, the reason why they are looking for, let's say they're specifically looking for someone who already has the experience is because they don't have the time to train. So, they want someone who already knows the system, who already knows the application. So I think we're just bringing it down to, just knowing what you want for a VA.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that, right? It's always about time or money, right? Time or money. For me, I like it where they don't have experience because we have such a master in training nowadays. So we don't really need the experience. We just need the characteristic, and then we will guide them and go to it. And obviously, in the long run, it save us money, right? Because again, if they start at $5 an hour, then they can slowly grow into it. But on the other hand, there's obviously clients who are like, I wanted to pay $10 an hour, right? I want somebody experienced. So again, it's great because you're saving a lot of time, right? But in the long run, obviously, you're paying more. As long as you're good at that, we're good, right? It is your business. We're just here to guide you along so that you can make better decision and think it through when you're hiring. And again, with our done for you service, obviously, we will, we'll coach you and guide you through the whole thing. Again, after, you talk to me, Monique and Mary usually are the one that kind of take over and make sure that everything's run well, right? But if not, again, if you're doing it on your own, please, feel free to, listen to our call, right? So in the way it save you a lot of time, energy, and money. And at the same time, if you really wanted to, learn how to do it, we also have a done with you course. We're going to put it down below. So in the way you can learn exactly how to hire. So in the way it's actually faster for you. Okay. But again, continue to the next point. We just wanted to give you a lot of values. I just don't want you to waste a lot of time. I do have a friend who spent a month just to hire one virtual assistant. So I was like, hey, maybe you can make a lot more money while using the time that you're looking for a VA. There is a better way. I promise you that. And we master that. All right. Who wants to go next?
Maybe, boss, I will go next. I mean, I will just add it on what Ma'am Monique said earlier, that we should know. I mean, the client should really know what they need. And sometimes, I mean, this is what I encountered sometimes, boss, because client, I think they also base it on the personality. Because sometimes, client want a VA that knows social media, know how to do accounting, and I mean video editing. Because I mean, on accounting side, because I'm an accountant here, boss, in general, I mean, maybe just our personality, I mean, we're not really into design, social media, video editing, graphics. I mean, it's not our forte, so it will be very difficult. There is a possibility that someone is good, but there is really, I mean, it's very difficult to find someone that can do accounting really good, I mean, experience, and very also good in video or graphics designing. I mean, the visual. So maybe they'll just go with 2BA, one who is really good with the social media, and the other one is just good with the accounting. So yeah.
I love that. And you add that together, it's only $10, right? So again, you're still not breaking the bank, but you're gonna be much more specialized in what they do. So I love what, the distinction that Mary just talked about, right? Because, when somebody say, hey, I want somebody that can do it all. Can we find somebody? Absolutely, we can. However, again, going back to it, what is your expectation? Do you expect them to know it all, right? Again, once in a while, we have clients that we need to recalibrate the expectation, right? Because they said, hey, I want somebody who's really good at social media. This is what I really want them to do. I want them to be good at Facebook ads. I want them to be very good at Facebook, following, I want them to be very good at quote cards and this. Oh, and by the way, I need them to be really good at accounting, right? They need to make sure that, they know how to do in and out and everything. Oh, and by the way, I need them to also be very, very good at answering phone calls. Like they need to know how to do sales calls too. So technically you're putting three different specialized person into one body. Is it easy to find that person? Chances is it's not really that easy, because you're looking for specialized, right? But if you say, man, I just want somebody to kind of, type some stuff into my QuickBooks, use Canva, create a couple quote cards here and there for me, and then they can just answer phone calls as long as their English is good. Can we find that person? Absolutely. It's very easy to find that person. But again, don't expect them to be able to, like make your video like flying to the wall, right? Making sure that they can type really good copies, right? And then posting it to right? Because ultimately this is right. I always have my doubles, right? Which is Monique, the nerd, right? Can figure out all the techy stuff and, help me with some content here and there, and graphic design if she really want to, again. But she's very surface too, on the graphic design and the YouTube, because she loved the exploration, but sometimes she doesn't have the time for creation. That's why we have a marketing team, right? When Mary, every time we roll out new apps, because me and Monique are nerds, right? We love to throw out the apps, and then Mary be like, dude, stop. I don't want one more apps. You're going to drive me crazy. So we need to minimize the app, which is good, because ultimately she is forcing us to simplify our business, because again, we're nerds, we love apps. She's not nerd, so no apps, right? So again, it's a healthy balance with me in my organization. And I know that if today, right now, if I have to fire everyone and start all over again, as long as I have those two, we can get everything done really well, right? But again, that is my expectation. What about you? What is your expectation for your virtual assistant? Do you know how to set the right expectation? You guys want to add anything else?
For me, I just want to add just one more thing. This is regarding, VA sometimes will take a day off. And I'm sorry if I need to bring this up. So we also celebrate our birthdays. We also have our family members who would celebrate their birthdays. And I think for the VAs, you just have to communicate with your client really well. Hey, I'm going to be taking my day off tomorrow. And, for the client, I think it is acceptable that, they will take a day off sometimes, especially, there's a lot of, there's actually a lot of holidays here in the Philippines that we are not taking days off. We are only taking days off in the US, which how many, like 10, including Christmas and New Year. So I think those like our birthdays are maybe the husband or the child's birthday. I think that would be really acceptable for the client. However, I think I just want to stress this out. For the VA, you really have to communicate really well with your client. I think that's just for me.
I just want to add to boss, maybe communicate and at least inform, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, birthday, we all know, right? When will our birthday is coming? So I think 2 weeks or even a month ahead. Let the client know. Because of course, communication, especially if the planned event like wedding of your friend that you want to attend, that's already planned. I mean, the schedule is already fixed. So inform your clients at least, right, 2 weeks or even a month ahead.
And so also the day before you will take your day off. Hey, I'm going to be taking my day off tomorrow. I just want to remind you, right? So,
why they're so good at this? Because I am very forgetful. So they have to remind me that they're taking off tomorrow, sometime the morning of. So in that way, I wouldn't forget. Again, all the VAs that is here that is listening to this thing too, right? I just want, both of, business owners and the virtual assistant to understand, communication is key. Over communicate, your expectation. For me, I always let them know, right? I have a do and don'ts, in our organization that they sign, right? But the key is, if you need to take a day off, you need to let us know ahead of time. Right. And my expectation, I always tell them my expectation, it's okay for you to take a day off as long as I don't have to do your job. Right. If you get somebody in the organization to do your job, go take the day off if you want to, but you have to remind me about it. And you do need to get approval ahead of time, unless it's obviously power outages and stuff like that. But again, virtual assistant, you guys have a lot of experience working with clients before, and potentially your client is the first time working with virtual assistant. So again, it is also your job to set the right expectation for your clients. Stop being, every client, every virtual assistant we have in our community, they're all leaders, because we train them how to be a leader. We train them how to communicate with their client. We set the right expectation for them. So there's minimal challenges to a certain extent, with communication. However, if you're here listening to us and you're looking for, a client, right? Or, hey, you're a business owner, you're looking for a VA, please set the right expectation with them. What is your expectation? What do you want? What do you like? So that way, make sure that you draft it out, right? List it out. And again, do you need to be very organized when you first hired them? Yes and no, right? Because you can always say, now I remember, I would like to add this one more expectation into it. Can you add that into our expectation sheet? Right. So now when moving forward, the next VA will see our expectation sheet and know what is our expectation. So again, if you're messy, no problem. Hire an organized VA, get them to help you get organized, right? And then start adding into those expectations. But, I just want to end this with this talk. Common sense is really not so common. Common sense is not common practice. And a lot of time, we don't know what we don't know. I, as a client, do not know when is your birthday, right? You, as a VA, you don't know how I work. So let's use this. This is the number one thing that I teach on the onboarding day. Hey, boss, I don't know what I don't know. Is there any other expectation that you want me to know, right? As a boss, right? Hey, I don't know what I don't know about you. Can you tell me more? When is the situation that you're going to have power outages? If you have power outages, how can you communicate with me, right? If, you have a birthday or something that you need to take off, how soon can you please let me know, right? And remind me about it so that way I know, right? Again, it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way. It's not, please don't put everything on the business owner. Take some accountability too, right? Of VA, because ultimately, if we really get into an argument, again, that's what I taught on the first day too. If we really get into an argument, who will win?
The boss.
Yeah, aka the boss. We are always the winner because we are the one that's paying. Am I right? If you win, ultimately we'll just fire you. So ultimately, who is winning? It's still me. You get what I'm saying? Realize that expectation, okay? Business owners, I'm helping you out right here. Yeah, we are always the winner, okay? However the conversation go, we're usually the winner because if we lose, we fire you. If we win, we win. So we're still win-win for us, okay? So VA out there, make sure that own the job, be the leader, hold your client, make sure that you clarify your expectation with your client, because ultimately, if something really happened, we win. Sorry, Monique and Mary, I just have to say that.
You're fine. We get it.
And they know that very well most of the time, right? That's why they're still with me. Monique has been with me for 9 years. Mary is going to be 4 years with us, right? Because they know how I work. They know the expectation. And they also know sometimes when I'm pissed off, I just need to vent, and they will just get this one in and this one out, and they don't take it personal and have to get drunk in the middle of the night. Okay. So anyway, happy Friday. I hope you guys have an amazing, great Friday. And I hope that all these tips is going to be very helpful to you. Some people is suggesting us to do a podcast, after this. We might do that, or we might just convert this into a podcast, but we will, stay tuned and we will let you know, because I have like 5 or 6 social media marketer assistant right now that will do all the magic. Anyway, we love you very much. Happy Friday, and we will see you next Friday. Mwah.
Enjoy the weekend. Bye.